Hello, this is Chuck Byers, and this is Andy 235, and this is your summer session. And we're at the very end, I did want to create a introduction video for Module 7 because there's some choices you will need to make on what direction you want to go. So let's go ahead and go into Character Rigging, Module 7. And I'll have the introductory video here at the very beginning. And just kind of give you your choices here. So basically you're going to be rigging your character. And because this is a condensed course, it's summer, I'm going to give you some choices. I don't usually do this. Usually when you're doing my class, you don't have that choice, but this is a condensed, and we just don't have, some students just don't have time to spend the 12 to 24 hours to complete the rig manually. So you are more than welcome to use the Maya Quick Rig system. I will have my videos up, and it's on CG Patrol, so you can watch any of my rigging videos if you want to learn the traditional rigging. There is just an introduction to it. I do get into set-driven keys. I do a reverse foot, and I do a forearm twist, and we do some hand stuff where you can kind of move your hands back and forth, and with set-driven keys, it's really nice. So there's some automation there, but the Quick Rig system is totally automated. It's basically, you do have to move things around, and then you just click a button, and that will go ahead and take care of a lot of stuff. And there's some videos from Autodesk that go through that. And if you guys have questions about that or need help, just email me at jbars3@jcc.edu. If you do the traditional rigging, you have to make sure you give yourself a lot of time, or you have the 12 to 24 hours to do it. And that's basically equates to 3 to 6 hours for 4 to 6 days, depending on your skill level, So you have to allow yourself that much time per day to get through all the videos. It's just watching the videos and just kind of following along with it. So you have to be very careful with that. If you do the traditional rigging, make sure you have nothing else to do. And if you don't and you're free, then feel free to do the traditional rigging. I will let you know that it can be, it's very technical. It can be difficult for some students that have problems with technical things. They have a hard time, problem solving those types of things. Just be aware of that. But the My Quick Rig system is automated for doing quick rigs. The problem with that is that it doesn't really do the hand articulation. You need to have that. So there's 2 videos. Autodesk goes through how to create the hand setup and stuff like that. So it will take from 30 to 60 minutes to complete. That's a far cry from the 12 to 24 hours that it might for the traditional rigging. So you have a choice. I want to make sure you guys had that choice, because if you choose not to do traditional rigging, then that was your choice. Okay. So again, the course assignment, you have a choice. So you can choose whichever one you want to do, but I do want you to go through understanding what joints are. So make sure you read all this and watch the videos. And parenting, I need you to understand parenting. Even though you're going to be doing the quick rig, I think it's really important for you guys to understand constraints, set-driven keys. And if you guys are doing the traditional method, you have to go over this, and all of you will have to do the practice scenes. So I know you understand, and you went through the set-driven keys and joints videos. And you just follow these examples, and you'll turn those in. I still need you to make sure you understand binding skin to the joints and painting weights and that's just on this arm that you guys can download. So make sure you go through the practice scenes, and these are just going to be considered exercises. Make sure you turn those in. And then the Maya Quick Rig. This is a video. It's older. It's 5 years old. I don't think it's going to matter, but it's from Autodesk. And there's some other things from another person, I think. So if you have issues with this one, you can get into this one. So anyway, traditional rigging starts here. You can see that there's a lot of videos. Okay. And there are some issues. I mean, this was older videos, but then I take you through, if you do the upper body, that please note that in here at 4 minutes is incorrect. Do not parent the thigh. So just follow this and you should be good to go. Okay? Then you can continue on and go through the entire rigging process of the eyes and everything. So all these videos are online on my channel, CG Patrol. And if you guys need that direct link, just email me and I'll send it to you. And then the painting weights. So if you do the traditional or you do the automated quick rig system in Maya, you still have to prep your character for the bind skin. So it is a little different with a quick rig. So you'll need to follow those tutorials. But painting weights is the same for whether it's a quick rig or traditional rigging. Okay? If you have questions about this, let me know. Okay? And there's a lot of really cool tips here when you're binding skin. Not to overpaint, because a lot of students do that. It's like sculpting. You don't want to just go in there and just Hulk smash it, and then you have just a mess. So just go light, turn the weight way down when you're sculpting, or when you're doing the paint weights. Okay. All right. I got the modeling lighting rig. Some students have said it doesn't work because of the screen size. If you're in feet, it'll work just fine. If you're in centimeters, you might have some issues with the lighting. Of course, the lighting rig just gets you started, and you have to tweak it out to your liking. But we want really clear renders. So basically, after paint weighting, I'm just looking for how your character is bending, how the mesh deforms in certain areas like the elbows, knees, neck, shoulders, under the arms. And these kind of poses let me know if you painted the weights properly, because get it as close to this as you possibly can. And then, of course, your grading rubric and turn in instructions. And you're going to need to show me that the rig works. So you're going to have to make all these Play Blast movies for me. And please make sure you download Xvid before you do your Play Blast. Xvid is free for Windows. If you're using a Mac, I'm not exactly sure what you can use. I think you can use H.264. So in the Play Blast attributes, make sure you click on for compression to use Xvid for Windows and H.264 for a Macintosh or OS systems. Okay, so you'll be turning in 3, just kind of going through the actions. Now the quick rig will do the same exact thing. So when you lift the leg up, it'll lift up. I'm not exactly sure if the quick rig has reverse foot. Don't worry about that. But I think it does. Anyway, check it out. And I need to make sure the hands are working. Now the quick rig, again, you're going to have to go through maybe watching how I did set-driven keys for the hand. Set-driven keys is pretty fun and pretty easy once you get the hang of it. Again, I think the main, and I'm pretty sure that The quick rig already has the arm twist in it. If it doesn't, don't worry about that. If you want to add it, you can watch my video on that and try to fix that if you want to. If not, don't worry about any of that stuff. Just make sure that I get these videos and try to follow or reflect what I'm doing with these videos with your Play Blasts. The main concern is making sure that you can pose your rig properly and you don't have these wild deformations that look horrible. Okay? So you'll be turning in 3 Play Blasts showing me that the rig works, and you'll be turning in 4 renders showing me that your joints and your mesh deformation is working. And that's it for that week. And then I'll have the final exam, which will encompass, let's go ahead and go back out and into assignments and scroll down to final exam. So final exam is going to be posing, lighting, rendering, and platform creation. So you're going to create your platform that the character will be on. You want it to reflect your character. I don't know what type of character you have. So if you have a witch or you have a goblin or something like that, you're going to want to create a platform that accentuates it and makes it look good. You don't want to have it overpower the character, but you also want it to complement the character. So make sure that you pose the character in a strong pose that reflects the character and accentuates what you're trying to do with the character, the theme, and the platform creation, lighting, and rendering. So you're going to really focus on that. That week will be a quick week. It's 4 days. I think you have to turn everything in on July 25th, and I believe that is a Wednesday, if I'm not mistaken. Let's see. No, that's a Friday. So July 25th would be Friday. So that's it. So once you're done, you turn it in. You cannot turn this stuff in late. Friday, July 25th at 11:59 p.m. After that, it is considered late. So make sure you turn it in, and that's worth 100 points. So make sure you understand that the posing, lighting, rendering, platform creation will show your model off and basically have a bunch of renders for me. And on the 25th, and I wish you all luck, and it's been a lot of fun, and hopefully you had a lot of fun in the summer. I know it's been a short span. You've done a lot in 7 weeks, and I congratulate you and thank you for your hard work, and I will see you in another class, hopefully next semester. Have a great day.